Hey everyone, welcome in. We're going to be talking today to you life insurance agents about your sales system, how you actually need to learn these fundamentals that are going to actually make a difference in what it is that you're doing. When let's just be real here. Every last one of us that has been in this industry, pretty I'll just say 99% of us were recruited into this industry. We were recruited on a lot of different factors. Money, let's just be real, it was one of them, a way to produce income, a way to make money, and a way to help people. But let's just be real. We weren't given all the information when we were recruited. We were given it, some of us after time, and some of us had to go out there and grab this info, this technology, this know how, this skill set in order to actually be able to sell life insurance at a high level. It was not just handed over, it took some work and some effort to get there. The troubling part about this is that many life insurance agents never get it. It's why the turnover rate is so high. It's why you have people like Cody Askins that's doing, talks about the 8% nation. It's because only 8% of us make it. Only 8% of us make it. This is a real number, and we've got to understand why that 8% is so special. We've got to understand why the people that are doing the things that need to be done to actually make it in this industry are so vitally important and so special at the same time. They figured out something that most agents haven't figured out. So let's talk about what these fundamentals actually are. When you look at what needs to happen, here's a key thing. Most important, you must have your own lead source. You must own your own lead source. If you do not own your lead source, you are at the mercy of lead vendors. You are at the mercy of your CRM. You're at the mercy of everyone else that is providing you the most important part of your business, which is leads. And here are the things that you can never determine. Here are the things you can never get answers to. Here are the things you can never trust when you're purchasing leads from anyone. You cannot tell me that it's 100% exclusive to you. You can't. There is no way that you can tell me it's 100% exclusive to you, because also you guys that already know this have already been through the pain and the struggle of it, where you've purchased leads, whether it's from a CRM or some lead vendor or whatever, and your buddy got the same lead. You thought it was exclusive to you. Now I know that hurt, because it hurt me when it happened to me. If you do not own your own lead system, you are at the mercy of someone else, and that person, company, lead vendor, whatever it is in control of your business, because it controls the most important part of your business. When you own your own lead system, which is one of the things that we want to show you how to do with the Make More Sales Challenge, there's a link in the description. Join the Make More Sales Challenge. I've been talking about this for almost 2 weeks now, really trying to come to you to give you some valuable insight and information on about how to do these things. So today we're talking about your sales system and the fundamentals that you need to know that are actually going to make a difference with this whole thing. Number one, you need to own your own lead source. Number two, you have to have a system, a viable system, that once that lead comes in, there is a mechanism. You can call it AI, you can call it automation. There is a mechanism that takes that lead to a client. Now, this does not matter if it takes 30 seconds or if it takes 3 years. You want the mechanism in place so that when that person is ready to buy, they know who to contact. We're losing sales because of non-follow-up activities. Now, let's just be real. Those activities are huge because they take so much time to do. And if you don't have it automated, You are behind the 8 ball when it comes to being successful in this industry. Number 1, you wanna own your own lead system. Number 2, you better have automation and AI in place to actually literally take that person in an automated fashion from a prospect or a lead to an actual paying client. We say so many times, we do what we do so that we can actually help people. Where the rubber meets the road, or where the rub is, you can't help anybody until you make the sale. So you need to become good at sales. Number 1, own your own lead source. Own your own lead system, because if you don't, you're at the mercy of someone else. I hear horror stories every day about, people buying mailers or whatever, and they're spending all this money. And what if the mailers dry up? And then what if the place you want to get mailers in is taken? And so now you got to figure out something else, or it's all these things. And by the way, you're paying a ton of money for leads, by the way, ton of money for leads that actually you don't need to pay that much for brand new leads. The only reason you're paying that much for it is because you don't own your own lead system, and everybody's they're marking up leads so they can make money from you. That's really it. Own your own lead system, put an automated system in place, an automated, predictable system in place that can take leads to clients in an automated fashion. You have to, within this process, understand what it takes and run the numbers on how these things can actually work in your favor. So this is a part of the fundamentals that I've actually learned from a top producer. You have baked in numbers that will never go away. They're tried numbers, they're true numbers. And if you ignore these numbers, it's why you're going to lose. It's why only 8% of us make it. So, what are some of these numbers that you have to understand are real? The appointments that you book with clients, you will only have. And if you take what I tell you and you run with it, you're going to see how to really run with it. 50% of them will show up. Just take that as true. 50% of the appointments you book today, tomorrow, next week, only 50% of them will show. What that means is if you book 8 appointments for today, only 4 of them will show. Now, that's bad news for anyone. It's really bad news if you're still running appointments in your car. You're still doing face to face and you haven't flipped the switch over to virtual yet. That's really bad news for you, because you're going to have a 50% no show rate and you're going to get porched. I'd rather people not answer the phone than not answer the door. Let's just put it that way. I'd rather not spend my money in gas and all that stuff. If you book 8 appointments today, you can pretty much bank only 4 of them are going to show up. What does this mean for you? Because people think that's the end of the game, and it's not. How do you get more people to show up to appointments? You book more freaking appointments in a day. The top producers are booking 20 appointments in a day. Why? Because they know only 10 will show up. Just the truth. They know that only 10 will show up. Well, Earl, how do I book 20 appointments in a day? When you own your own lead system and you control your lead flow, you can have enough overwhelm of leads coming in that you're going to get or be able to book 20 appointments in a day, knowing that you'll be able to sit with 10. And so right now, if you're booking 8 appointments a day, which is like the holy grail, right? You want to book 6 to 8 appointments and you're only sitting with 3 to 4 families, sometimes less, because you haven't baked in the real number that only 50% are going to show up. Let me tell you about the other number that makes this even more valuable and why you want to make sure you join the Make More Sales Challenge. The link is in the description. Here's why. Whatever, you need to write this down, by the way. Whatever you want to make, you need to spend 20% of that on your lead source. If you want to make $100,000 a month, you need to spend 20K to make that 100 and keep 80. Now, these aren't, now I don't sell leads. So this doesn't affect me one way or other, but it does affect you, right? If you want to reach a certain level of revenue or income cash flow, there has to be an expense associated with that, and an expense that actually produces you an ROI. The people that work with us and we show them how to do these things, these are the real numbers that work out. 20% of what you want to make, you spend on your leads. Now, if you're paying a lead vendor, you're paying way too much, so these numbers may not work out for you well. But if you own your own lead system and invest that 20% into your own lead source system so that you're getting those leads directly to you, no ambiguity about it being, 100% exclusive to you. When you invest that in yourself, just like our clients do, you can make that money and bank on it. It's one of the parts of what we call the automated predictable system. The predictable part comes in, you own your lead flow, you own your lead source, you control your calendar, and you control the amount of money you spend on your leads. Too many life insurance agents are trying to, well, I'm just going to buy 10 leads and hopefully I can sell and I'll make a bunch of money. Tain't gonna happen. Tain't gonna happen. But you already know this. You already know that, right? When you have a real strategy and you want to understand the best insurance sales system, it's the one that you build that is exclusively for you. It's what we want to show you how to do. It's why you want to go ahead and join the Make More Sales Challenge. The link is in the description so that you can start getting a very firm hold and understanding on these numbers and these principles that I'm talking about, because they're real. They're actually real. Look, I want to thank you for being here with me today on this live stream. Check the links in the description, because if you want to get to that next level, if you want to do better, join the Make More Sales Challenge. We're going to show you all the ins and outs of all of this. I'm going to see you later on in the week. Share this out, by the way, to people that you know can use it. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care.